your one-stop point for edifying Christian content from religious programs, educative talk shows, entertaining music shows, sports, and comedy. Salvation Television has got you covered.
You are welcome back. If you just joined in, this is New Dawn on Salvation TV. And before we went on that break, we did say we were going to introduce the topic and also the beautiful guest that we have today. So the subject is what to do while waiting. And our guest for today is a beautiful one. She is Queen Esther Michael Hogan, a woman of essence who wears many hats, ranging from her tech career as a community manager, content writer, and a product designer. She is the founder of Foodful TV, an infomercial on food, health, and agriculture, solving the challenge of information using technology. In a strategic way to give back to her community, Fish Her Africa was created to inspire young girls in their becoming journey and to lead a quality life, irrespective of where they come from. As an author of the book titled Done and Dusted, her team of graduates created an edutech community named Done and Dusted Student Community. The vision is to tutor African students to take up opportunities through internship and volunteering while in school. She has a past of successful leadership in different organizations while she was an undergraduate and as a graduate. In her spare time, she volunteers, she hikes, she reads, she video calls. That's quite a lot. Okay, you're welcome to the show, Queen Esther Michael Hogan.
Thank you so much.
You're very beautiful.
Thank you, and you too. You are.
Yes, and you have a very interesting profile. And I can say that you've ventured into a whole lot. It's highly commendable.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome once again. Okay, so today's discussion is centered on the Nigerian undergraduate, right? So you are a graduate, but before you became a graduate, you were once an undergraduate.
Yes.
So could you share your experiences? What was it like being an undergraduate in the Nigerian Tertiary institution?
Okay, personally, I do feel that there's a difference between being an undergraduate in Nigeria, in a public tertiary institution, and being an undergraduate somewhere else in the world. Because our system here is so different than every other person.
Yes.
So as an undergraduate, I'm not sure I want to experience that exposure, because at some point it wasn't so friendly, because you have to juggle around a lot of things just to go to school. I believe I can tell my story here.
Yes, please
go ahead. Because I'm coming from an average experience, in the sense that as I experienced a lot of things that Nigerian students do experience in terms of SAPA, that's the word we call for, like experiencing hunger while in school, experience ASUU, experience a lot of setbacks in the system. But in the midst of that, looking through and knowing that this is what you want to become, I kept pushing.
That's great. Wow.
Yes.
And that, it's amazing.
Thank you.
Kept pushing.
Yes.
Okay, so let's bring it down to the current state of the educational system. What would you say is the current state of the educational system?
Okay, my response to that would be the education system in Nigeria, especially for public institution where I gained my bachelor's from. It's in the state of becoming.
Okay.
Yes, because I use that word becoming because we are not yet there, and we are not paused. Everybody's still growing. People are pushing for the system to go forward. Lecturers are doing their best. Students are becoming better at who they are and what they want to become. So we are in the process and the journey of becoming better. That's what I have to say.
I pray we get to where we ought to be with time.
Yes, like if we stay true to our own side of the story, because I feel everything is quite different here than every other places.
Oh, yes.
So if we actually hone our skills and hone how we should teach, hone our educational system differently than just copy other people's system that works for them, that may not actually work for us, I think there'll be a rapid change.
Okay, so you're saying we should find what works for us as a system, as a country, and keep doing what we ought to do.
Yes.
Okay, that's great. So, you know, the Nigerian student today is going through a whole lot.
Yes.
The Nigerian student is dealing with a whole lot.
A whole lot.
So what is the major challenge of the Nigerian undergraduate today?
Okay. There are two sets of Nigerian undergraduates in a public institution. I think because I graduated from public institution, so I'm so focused there.
Okay.
So there's one that has the provision for everything, and so if that particular person may not really have a lot of challenges. Then there's another one that does not really have everything, maybe finances, people, and all that, and still wants to get there, still wants to go to school. So I will speak on behalf of both sides.
Okay.
So for the person that has a lot of things, the person's challenge might be maybe staying focused in school. Because like you have finances, you have the network, you have people, and you will not stay focused in terms that you can get distracted because you have everything, and you might lose focus.
Yes.
Depending on the kind of communities that you have. Then for the other person that don't have, the person's challenge is actually enormous because you're looking at financial challenge, family challenge. If you're the first daughter or the first child, they'll be calling you. You're looking at educational challenge in the sense that you have to provide for yourself at one time. Like parents may not always be there for that particular Nigerian student, and you have to fend for yourself at almost all points. So that particular Nigerian student is actually has more than one challenge. Person has financial challenge, emotional challenges, and could be, hopefully, the person should not have educational challenges. So,
Okay.
Yes. So that one challenge, I think it's more.
I really feel for the first daughters and the first sons who are going to school.
Yes.
Oh, yes. Okay, so, you know, the economy is not really helping today. And we see that students try to do a whole lot to make money, to raise money for themselves. We have students who are training themselves. So is it possible for students to actually engage in things that are going to profit them in making money and also stay focused in their academics?
Okay, that question has two sides. So I would say, yes, it's profitable for students to involve in things that can give them finances, like improve their finance. Then from the other aspect, in which it's actually necessary for a student to have something that brings forth income.
Okay.
Because we are actually, when I was in school, my lecturer, Dr. Davis, would always say, he was my project supervisor, would always say, look at life from two sides. Don't say today is good and forever it will be like that. So just plan for things that may not happen. You may have a father that is always there for you, and all of a sudden he's no longer there. And because you never had something that brings in profits, to make you unstable, like it can affect every area of your life and whatever you've built so far. So I would greatly advise every Nigerian student to get your hands into something that's profitable, the right thing, actually. Do things that actually can give you peace of mind and can give you profit at the same time, because you're actually building wealth for yourself. And I believe the reason why we are going to school is to make a difference in our world. So if you, after the end of the day, and you cannot make a difference, even financially, there's actually a question mark. And one of the things that can actually solve a lot of problems, money. So getting your hands on business skills that can actually create a difference while you're still in school is a beautiful thing, because you're going to build a network of people who know you for that thing. And before you're out of school, everybody know you're a professor, you're a pro in whatever thing that you started doing while in school. So it's really, really necessary for Nigerian students to get something profitable to do, be it business, be it career, be it skills, whatever. Yes.
Okay, so it's really necessary for you to get something doing as a Nigerian student. But you would agree with me that the timetable can be choked up.
Okay, right, I didn't answer that part.
Okay, yes.
Like balancing, like, so it's like work-life balance, but this time it's like school-life balance for students. So for school-life balance, it's actually choked up because we are yet to give into the system of virtual learning. So you have to be like mostly present in classes for lessons and every other thing.
Exactly.
So because we are yet to give into the system of virtual learning, so I would really, really advise that you should take your education serious, because for my own experience, I think my lecturers were more of entrepreneurial in nature. So even where they are teaching us, they're always like, this is where you should create a business out of this course. This is where you should create a business. So you will never want to miss the course. You will never want to miss Dr. Jamabo when she's my HOD when she's teaching. Okay. You will not want to miss Dr. Davis, because they're actually like putting in the business side of the course. That's my own experience. But I know it's not every lecturer that in a different faculty. I graduated from the Faculty of Agriculture. Okay. I studied fisheries majorly. I majored in fisheries. So I know it's not everybody that really have that leverage of exposure to like hear the lecturer say something. So balancing will be hard. I will not lie, because I did business while I was in school. I did a lot of business because I noticed that one business cannot, like, because it's a business, it's not a job. You cannot like vouch that this will give me income for the next 1 week or 2 days. So you just have like put your eggs in lots of basket and see how the harvest turns out. So it's hard, but you just have to be disciplined. I think it's a place of discipline that you can actually achieve the most. If you say you're going to work in the daytime, maybe attend few classes, and when you're back home, you're studying, just stick to it, because if you don't stick to it, one part has to suffer. And I'm not sure you want to allow your academics to suffer because you have a business.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. Nigerian undergraduate is going through a whole lot.
Yes, they are. Yes.
And adding to that, you know, right now, students are at home.
Yes, I know.
Students of the federal universities.
Yeah, of Nigeria.
At home. Yeah, and they are patiently waiting for ASUU to have mercy on them and send them back to school. So how do they maximize their stay at home currently?
Why this question is so interesting to me is because at the Done and Dusted student community, this is actually our next virtual summit.
Okay.
What you should do during ASUU period. Okay, so this is what you should do while you're staying at home. There are a lot of things to do, but it's actually, I'm going to just say a tree that branches into every other thing. The name of the tree is called personal development, and it branches into getting a skill, reading books, because you can actually travel through the minds of great people in this life if you can just read their books. Then secondly, invest in virtual learning. Like when I mean virtual learning, there are a lot of webinars and courses out there on Udemy, Coursera, EDX, and many others, not even few, because a lot of people are actually putting out what they know because no one wants to feel the knowledge. So people are really creating systems to actually give back what they know. So like position yourself in communities that actually virtually or physically, that are actually interested in the growth of young people and youth, then get a skill, volunteer. I know a lot of organizations that are worthy for volunteering, like especially in Port Harcourt, even outside Port Harcourt, even virtually, there are organizations you can work for, even outside Nigeria. You can actually volunteer for organizations, and it builds up your CV. So while you're waiting at home, volunteer. When you're waiting at home, get a skill. It can be in any area you're actually desired. So you don't really need to wait to finish school. You can actually start now to start that stuff that you want to do. Maybe you love fashion, you can start learning how to sew. You might not sew everything, but you can start with a skirt. Maybe you like cooking. You go to chef school. What are you waiting for?
Yeah.
I know you might say finances is actually, nope. There's a place of negotiating with people that knows it, and a place of collaborating with people that actually have the skill. You can collaborate and give what you have, and everybody goes home happy. So while waiting for ASUU to get back to where they paused, I feel every student should get on their feet. No one should say, my parents are here feeding me. They will not feed you forever. Because I'm bringing this to the level of every Nigerian student, because we should stop being so dependent on our parents. Because they've tried their best, actually. They gave you an opportunity into this world. So I feel you should actually get up on your feet and give yourself, you owe yourself success before even everyone around you. So, and that success you give to yourself actually like bring forth fruits to everyone around you and systems and people around you. So again, while you're still at home, you should get yourself busy, productively busy actually, because you can be busy and you're not productive. So get yourself a skill that even when you start school, it can actually give you money. Not a skill that when you start school, you're not even nowhere to be found. That was not productive. So get a skill, read books, don't get tired. I didn't say school books. I know a lot of people might, school books. So read interesting novels that can make you learn new words, make you know what's happening and what has happened in the past somewhere. You even know countries and their history. So learn a language. Yes, I know that would maybe rare, but learn a language. And above all, picture that life you want to live and start working towards it.
Oh,
yes.
wow.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for that. So it is important that we constantly upskill and train ourselves.
Yes, there's no limits.
No limits.
No limits.
Wow, that's great. Wow. Okay, so today we see that the Nigerian students are losing faith in the educational system, right? They go to school, but they are not serious. They're just careless about studying, about going to school, about learning entirely. What do you think is responsible for this?
Okay, okay. The truth is that what's actually responsible is because you're seeing that the system you're in is not really working, and the system someone else is working, and you feel so disappointed, and you really want to back out. So I don't want to like impress in our hearts that this is what is really happening. But a lot of things are actually happening right now. I think even the evolution of tech is actually making people deviate from education to run into tech. But I feel this is it. I think the error is like we are looking at. For me, I feel there's a difference between school and education. Because education you can be self-educated, you can be community-educated. The schooling system is a community educational system. When we come to self-education, that is like personal development. So that word education is broad. So let's say, why do people want to back out from school? why they want to actually back off from school is because the educational system in that particular school is not really, maybe it's not, it's too low when we want to compare to global educational system or other systems that are working around them. Maybe that's why. But I have this syndrome, let's say like that whatever I start, I must finish. Because when I started in University of Port Harcourt, like of course, the whole strike, you actually will think on your life and be like, should I not drop?
Yes.
But because I've started, I must finish, and not just finish, you must finish strong, because the Bible says finishing strong. And I think that's where like willpower and the strength of God comes, because like it really, really takes a lot to actually finish strong. So I really advise, if you've started, like just ask God first, because He has your destiny in His hands. So communicate with Him on what next. But I feel you should not back out so soon. Actually find purpose. What can actually help you enjoy your stay in school is when you find purpose and enjoy what you. It might not even be education. It can just be enjoy like helping people, talking to people, educating other younger students. I know a friend of mine, my classmate Uche. He actually has this feeling of actually teaching other young people. So even while we are ASUU, Uche, Ukoro, we will actually teach other young people in our department on different courses. So that was purpose to him. I don't know what purpose can be to you. So whatever thing you're doing, just keep enjoying what you're doing. And I feel it will work out well. And if you feel you're not really comfortable with your system, before you back out, actually test other system to know if it actually work for you. And if you're leaving this particular system, make sure it's a higher system you're going to. Not that you're leaving the system and you're now you're just going back home or you're going to start a business, which is not bad. But it should be you're going to a better and a higher system. Let's say you're living in a Nigerian university, maybe you're getting a scholarship abroad, you're going to a better system. I think that is better off than just backing out.
Wow.
Yes.
Really, really interesting.
Thank
Personally,
you.
I'm learning a lot, I must say.
Thank you.
So finally, you wrote a book on Nigerian students maximizing their stay.
Yes.
Could you give us a few tips on...
Yes. Actually, that book was birthed out of pain and passion.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
It was a 7-day live series I did on 7 lessons that I've learned in 7 years in school. So after I gave out those nuggets on Facebook, I didn't feel content. I felt guilty that I didn't really do justice to the topic. So I just said documenting. And the Holy Spirit has a way of like making you become better at whatever journey He has started with you.
Yes,
so you just like create an ebook with it, and from ebook publish it, and that's how it existed. And what actually amuses me about the book is that it has touched lives, and I'm getting so much reviews, and the idea behind this is for impact, not really the profit, because it's when people like get impacted that the profit is like the outcome. But the process and the value I need from it and how I have gotten so far is, I didn't know I should do this, so I'll start doing it. So that's why I so much appreciate that journey. So the book is actually about maximizing your stay in a Nigerian university. So I drew experiences from my own stay. I drew lessons from my stay because while I was in school, I volunteered. While I was in school, there were a lot of breaks in the system. So you can't say you don't have time to volunteer. You can't say you don't have time to serve in church. You can't say you don't have time to get involved in businesses, go to communities, do a lot of things in your. So those stuff build experiences around me. Like they built, how will I put it, a CV. So if I'm to submit like a resume right now to someone, I'm not scared. I already have like 4 years experience, 5 year experience. Because I started majorly from year 2. So year 2 down to a 5-year course. So just imagine how many years experience I've gotten. Plus COVID gave me 1 year. So the book actually is actually to help every other student that is around so that they can enjoy their stay in school, enjoy their stay, not endure their stay in school.
Oh, wow. Yes. Wow, really interesting.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you so much.
Hope you enjoyed your stay.
Yes. My first time here, so it's amazing for me.
Definitely won't be the last.
Thanks.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
So right about now, we'll go on a short break, and when we get back, we'll have God's word for today. Please stay tuned.
Your one-stop point for edifying Christian content from religious programs, educative talk shows, entertaining music shows, sports, and comedy. Salvation Television has got you covered.